So Jessica, at this point, you've had a chance to drive the car. I've gone over the vehicle with you, all the information about it. Hopefully it didn't bore you too much. But at this point, do you feel like this is a vehicle that you are interested in and that is going to make you happy for the next 5, 10, 15 years, however long you're going to keep it?
I did really enjoy the vehicle, but since I haven't had a chance to really test drive all the vehicles on the lot, I'd really like to take that opportunity. But I am very interested in this car, so I'd like to know a little bit more about the steps towards actually purchasing.
Okay. What we can do, one, since you're interested in this particular car, I guess my next question would be, are you going to include your trade in your transaction that you mentioned earlier? Would you sell it on your own?
I've heard mixed things about trade-ins. I've heard that sometimes you don't get what your car's worth on a trade-in, but I've also heard that the trade-off on that is you get a big deduction on the tax of the car because your total car value is deducted from that. Is that how that works?
Yeah, now generally when you are selling it on your own, you will get, depending on the make and model and the situation, get a little bit more than you would as far as a trade-in value. But that's just because we have to recondition the cars and get them in good working condition enough to where we can resell them on our lot.
Right.
You do get, I guess the positives to trading it in is, one, you get the tax advantage, which seems like you're familiar with how that works. Two, there's no time cost to finding a buyer for the actual vehicle itself. And also you're not going to have kind of random people calling you about the vehicle and asking you about it. And then also we guarantee the paperwork, so it takes out a little bit of liability on your end. Also, if for example you sold it on your own and something went wrong with it after the person bought it from you, they're probably going to come right back to you and maybe have questions if you sold them a car that's unreliable and things like that. So yeah, the difference is going to be very, very small between what you're getting in trade-in value and selling it on your own, but to most clients it's well worth it.
Okay, great. Well, what steps do I need to take with this paperwork right now?
What I can do is I can show you, well, first I need to get some information off the vehicle itself, the new one that you're interested in. Two, I'm going to need to get some information about the car you're possibly trading and get that appraised. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes as far as the appraisal process. Okay,
so you'll have my total amount on trade-in done in like 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, great.
And then at that point I can show you your options as far as what you want to put down as far as down payment, and then also go over your term options as far as financing, tell you the price of the car, the trade-in value, and also go over your lease option also, which is a very good option. It's kind of an alternative form of financing, which is what I did out of college.
How does that leasing work?
Well, you actually have 4 options at the end of the term. It's going to be a lot less payment than a retail purchase, and generally you can get more car for less money with less down payment.
Okay.
So it's a very good option, and I can get more into it as I go through everything.
Right.
Because it's about a 10-minute conversation as far as me going through leasing.
Yeah.
But if it was something negative about it, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't put myself in that position. It just wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
So there are a lot of positives to it. Now there's a couple I guess instances where leasing is not going to work out best. But for you, the amount that you're driving and the amount that you're probably going to, or the length of time you're probably going to keep the car, it probably is a very good option for you.
Okay, great. If I decide not to lease and I did want to actually buy the car, what are my options with financing or just purchasing and driving off the lot with the car?
I can go over that. We can kind of tailor, it depends on your budget, but we can tailor your payments and the amount of down payment for what term to where you're comfortable. So we can kind of go over all your options, and it comes down to what works best for you.
Okay, I guess my final question is, I know that most people don't walk in and pay sticker price on a car. How does that negotiation work with you guys?
Well, we're going to show you the true market value for ours, and then the appraisal, we show you an actual cash value, the amount we give you for your actual trade, and then depending on how much you want to put down, we'll put your payments at a certain amount for a certain term, but again, you can kind of customize those options to where you're comfortable.
Okay, great. Unless you have anything else, I think that's all I needed to know.
All right, and did you want to go ahead and get your car appraised now, or did you want to?
I can wait on that. I think I'm going to come back another day. I do need to talk to my dad a little bit about it and see about that. But thank you so much for taking the test drive with me, and it was so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was good meeting you, and I'm going to grab you my card. So any questions you have, you can call me directly on my cell phone. I'm available pretty much all the time. And then also email is very, very easy to contact me at also, because I will check that throughout the day. So, you know, your father may have some questions for me also.
Okay, great.
I would actually probably expect that. So, yeah, he's more than welcome to contact me. You are also.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.